The Dads That Game radio podcast is brought to you by Video Games Monthly. Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service that delivers retro video games to gamers who own classic gaming systems from the 1980s through 2000s. And the best part is, you keep the games. Check us out at videogamesmonthly.com.
Live from his wife's basement, still gaming into their elder years. This is the Dads That Game radio podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Wolf and William Small.
In a world where gaming podcasts are a dime a dozen, you tuned in to the Dads That Game radio podcast. That's right, folks. It's the Dads That Game radio podcast. Wow, I don't know where I'm going with that. I had an intro.
I don't know.
Yeah, I had a beginning, maybe a middle, and then just fell apart at the end. It's great. Welcome to the show. Yeah. Very special day today. I don't know if you guys knew this. Today is William's birthday. Yeah. Happy birthday, Will. Good stuff.
Just
I lost you already.
That's all.
How old are you now?
42.
42. Dear God.
Which, see, the cool thing about being that age is I am now the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Good Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy joke. It's good. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's really the only positive thing I can attribute to it.
Yeah.
Other than that, no. I'm 42, so I'm completely irrelevant in pretty much everything.
Sure.
So.
You gonna file for your application for an AARP card today? Just wondering.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see how the day goes.
Yeah. Get your bifocals adjusted.
I may need a lot of naps and threatening of neighbor children, stepping in my yard.
Yeah, to get off your yard. Yeah. Good. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks getting older sometimes. So I'll be I'm only gonna be 37 this year, but God, I feel 50 sometimes. Ugh, horrible. So I can only imagine when I feel 50, my body will probably just give up at that point. Like, nope. So
I think I'll keep her,
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, figure it out.
Or maybe Gandalf. I have the beard,
There you go. Oh, just keep growing it out until you hit that point, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Good point. Good luck to you. But welcome to the show. This is show 110. Please check us out. Go to www.noobsandpros.com. You can also find us Thursday nights on the Podcast Radio Network. On the Podcast Radio Network, all you have to do is just go to you can go to their website. I just believe you just type in Podcast Radio Network and Google pulls right up for you. You can also listen to it on the go, though. You can download the apps. You can go to the Crikey app and the TuneIn app. And on the Crikey app, just tune into 102.6. TuneIn app, you just search for the Podcast Radio Network. You'll find our show, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can also just say, hey, Alexa, because I'm not saying the A. Oh, dang it, she's on. Stop.
I don't know that one.
I know you don't. Thank you. You can say her name and just say, play the podcast. Well, I'm sorry, you can just say play the... what is it? Yeah, just say play Podcast Radio Network now, I believe. Yeah, pretty sweet. Also, thank you to our friends at Player One Coffee. Go to their website, www.playeronecoffee.com. Just type in the code DADSThatGame for 5% off new orders. I did not know if you knew this, but we are now on the iHeartRadio network. Yeah, finally happened. Yeah.
Right.
So all you have to do is just go to, if you use the iHeartRadio app, just type in Dads That Game or the Dads That Game. You'll find us both ways. And you can now follow us on the iHeartRadio network. And any followers will be rewarded handsomely with the knowledge of video games. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm tired of giving out prizes. I'm sorry. So this week has been fun, kind of. I've been super busy. Like super, super busy. So trying to get ready. My daughter's birthday is actually on the 17th, so this Tuesday. We're having her birthday party today, so I've been planning for that.
Yeah.
Yesterday we went up to a parade and did all of that with friends and family. But then I really this is the game of the week, but I've only I would say scratched the surface of it. I don't even think I've scratched the surface of it because the game is massive. But the game of the week this week is Project Octopath Traveler. I don't hate it. Beautiful game. Yeah. Dear God. I mean, I played the demo, but just the demo doesn't do it justice for all the lands out there. Because I went to the desert, just the 3D landscapes.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, the 3D landscapes.
Have you been in any caves yet?
Yeah, a couple of them. And just
that's amazing. Like
the
when you
3D
that
depth
blew
of
my
it.
mind being the lighting. Yeah, the 3D and the lighting. And it's funny because you say those things like every game doesn't have, good lighting or good whatever. But it's because of the way that their art was done. You don't expect to see the lighting and the visuals to look the way they do. And it's just amazing. So who did you pick as your starter?
The guy I started with in the demo, the knight. What's his name? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now.
The knight. Yeah. Yep.
So, but the kind of cool thing too is obviously you go around from land to land and you pick up more characters as you go. And I just picked up Primrose. So I went to the desert and picked up Primrose. Her story was really sad. Like her father was I'm not going to ruin anything, but well, I guess by saying her father was murdered. Yeah, that kind of ruins thing. I'm sorry. But, well, I mean, it doesn't spoil the game. So her father gets murdered, basically.
Backstory
she has this backstory. The kind of cool thing about the game is, each character has their own story that you can either choose to finish or don't finish. You can just keep on going through the game until you you don't have to do every character's objective, but it gives you the freedom to do that, which is really neat.
Yep.
Because the knight, I can't remember the name of him for God's sakes, but his story is basically he was the knight of this king's, his king, and he was really powerful and obviously like that. And then I guess a friend of his or a brother of his betrayed them and killed the king, and his whole mission is basically trying to find this guy now. And you meet some interesting characters along the way, and that's kind of the main story that I'm at right now. But then you meet Primrose, who Primrose is basically she was a girl who watched her, her father was really important. I don't know if he was a king, but he was really important in the town. Watches him get murdered in front of her, she's hidden. And she sees basically three guys with crows, one on his right arm, one on his left arm, and then one on his neck. And then that's kind of her story. It's she's looking for these murderers, but she gets sold into I don't know. It's like exotic dancing almost. I mean, obviously it's PG. It's a T for T game. It's not anything you're gonna oh my God. She basically gets sold into slavery to this this guy that's running the town basically, and he makes her dance for money pretty much.
Yeah.
But it was I broke her out yesterday. That was where I finished. I broke her out and we killed her master. So, and her master was trying to. Well, he basically killed one of her friends and then tried to kill us, and we took her down. But the cool thing I like about the game, though, is the difference between I would say the regular combat, combat against enemies, versus when you get into a boss fight. The boss fights are really neat because they over exaggerate the characters. The characters are 30 feet tall, kind of. They don't do obviously 30 feet tall worth of damage, which is nice. So it's not super unfair, but it's really cool. Just the animation style. I think the animation style is amazing. And then to give it even more praise, there's this amazing combat system right on top of it.
Yeah, the combat's great.
Yeah, it's just it's super. It's interesting because it's a beautiful combat system. But it's super complex of what you can do, of attacks you can do, of powers that you can use, because each character has their own power. The knight, he has warrior skills, and then Primrose, she has the ability to summon monsters and cast magic. So like she's kind of almost like a wizard or like cleric or something. She doesn't heal, so I guess I'm a cleric, more like a wizard or mage. But just very just a super dynamic game. Like there's an armor system, a combat system. I hear once you start getting up to like level 50, 60, there's another part of the combat system that unlocks that makes it amazing. I've been reading a lot of reviews about it. Everybody agrees across the board. Like just this game is not seeing a score lower than a 9. So if that tells you anything, like this is the game that I would go grab if you have a Switch. So how have you been able to play it yet, or have you been able to get into it as of yet?
I'm 2 people deep now.
Me too. Yeah.
So I started with the thief and I carried him over to the full game. So I did him, and then I've got the herbalist guy. So now I'm going through chapter 1 of him. One thing that I don't understand, some people are harder to get to than others. So you know what I mean? Like where I started with the thief, what I wanted to do was go from the thief and then get all the way over to the hunter, the girl that's the hunter. Yeah. Because
all the way to the right of the map. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so it's really difficult coming all the way from the left. So the first person I came to was the herbalist guy, or apothecary, I think is what they call him.
Sure.
But he's cool because he can make good potions and stuff and heal you. So that's good. But yeah, no, I mean it's awesome. Yeah. One thing I can say is that the game will punish you if you decide not to follow the path.
Yeah.
And just wander off on your own. It's like, oh yeah, you can go that way, but then instantly the enemies are so hard that they just wipe the floor with you.
Well, and yeah, I would agree with you. The thing I do like though is they do have a recommended level, like where you need to go. So, because they're like, you probably don't want to go over there until you're about level 5, 6, and I'm sure that.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I've barely even scratched the surface because I was watching the reviews and the guys that played, like, he was like, I'm level 56, and he's like, and there's still parts that are still beyond my, just beyond my ability to beat them. And he's like, but that's like, that's amazing. Right. So, I'm guessing this is probably going to be like 100, 200 hour game.
And instead of going left, I went right in one place, and I went into a cave, and instantly the first enemy that I saw was well over 10 levels higher than me, and I was like, okay, I'm leaving here. No, thank you.
Yeah. No, I think it's a beautiful game.
That was it.
The beauty of the game, like I just I feel bad for laughing at this game at because I remember when we saw this at E3, and we're like, this is the dumbest, I was like, it looks dumb. I was like, it just doesn't look like it was a good idea. And then it's like, and then I played the demo and we played the second demo. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like this, to me, this could be like game of the year for Nintendo.
I would say for anybody that played the original Bravely Default, this is somewhat similar in, I don't know, tone to that. But like, or not the chibi character style, but the city styles, the way they kind of did those in those games. Yeah, this looks similar to that.
Yeah,
but again, that was a 3DS game. Right. This game has, you can clearly tell that even though it's pixel art, it was made to be shown in, a much higher resolution and in a 3D environment. And
that's the thing I love about it too, is that it's like 2D characters in this like molded 3D world that just is insane to go around and find different things or take different paths and find different chests. And
I'm hoping that they keep with this art style and make if not sequels, just other games in that style.
I'm sure they will. Yeah. So, especially if this one does really popular. I was excited though because I grabbed the collector's edition. Yeah. So I found one because I went to Best Buy because I was just gonna grab the copy of the game. So I went around my lunchtime, saw the game, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then like down on the end cap there was the collector's edition. I was like, ooh. So I grabbed it And then,
Ooh, okay.
yeah, that's exactly how I grab games. Ooh, got it.
Yeah. You look around like to see if anybody's watching you take it because you're like, is this? Can I have this?
Right, exactly.
Is this for me?
Yeah, is this?
Yeah.
Is this a pre-order? What's going on? Yeah. No, but the collector's edition is really cool too. It comes with a CD, comes with a life coin, which is really, really well done, like a collector's edition coin. Came with a map, and then it came with this really cool pop-up book. So, like when you open the case, like it's the whole case itself looks like a book. When you open it up, though, like it's a pop-up book. So, and it's got all the scenes from like the stage where you find Primrose and like the main parts of the story. So where you find all these characters. Yeah. So like the 8 scenes.
That's cool.
So very, very neat though. Yeah. So, but no, I cannot sing its praises loud enough. Like I think it's just unreal. Well done. That's all I gotta say. Just well done. So if you guys are definitely looking for a game, now I will give you obviously a warning to the wise. You will invest time in this game. So it's just going to happen. Like, I think this game's probably going to be 100, 150 hours game, probably. Which is not a horrible thing if you're looking for something to do. But, you know, there's other games out there too. So, but this game definitely deserves, I would say at least a couple hours of your time if you can manage it. So, yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Because the other game that I've been playing as well this week, and I've been playing the heck out of it because obviously Season 5 dropped on Thursday. But Fortnite, I've been playing that game so much. So, like,
really?
Yeah, like a ridiculous amount.
Like, I thought that you were going to be playing nothing but Defiance 2050.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because that game was so well done. God. Weren't you? Well, you were the idiot. You were. I knew going into it because, like, usually on the show, I'm like, hey, this is what they're doing, but I never say it's like a good idea. You know, I'm not like, yeah, let's reboot a game that's 10 years old and it really was kind of subpar. And then I get a text from I get a text from you. Like, yeah. Yeah, but I get a text from you and you're like, don't play it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. So
you're like, I wasn't going to.
Right, exactly.
I'm like, no, I had like mediocre hopes because I had played it originally on my PC back when the show was relevant and everything.
I don't think the show was ever relevant though.
The show. I mean, for a campy sci-fi show, I thought it was cool.
I don't think it was ever relevant though. I don't ever think it like picked up the way they wanted it to pick up. Like I thought it was a good idea, but it was just I don't ever think it was ever popular though. I don't even think it made it past like 5 episodes, did it? So
it made 3 seasons.
Oh, well, then I'm wrong. I'm way off.
They had 3 seasons of it before it got canceled.
Okay, well, then apparently people liked it.
I mean, the game itself wasn't, when it first came out, it was a cool idea, but was poorly executed because at the time it was really hard. It was the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360.
Right.
It was hard to have an MMO on consoles by at that point in time.
Sure.
So it had a lot of shortcomings, but for what it was fun. But this is exactly the same game, and I can't even see any kind of visual upgrades of any kind.
Really? So it's just recycled?
Plays awful.
Basically just recycled on a new system.
Yeah, exactly. It's like almost exactly the same thing, and I can't... the lag was so bad, you couldn't do anything, and in this day and age, like, when you're putting out an MMO...
Yeah.
So that when you log in, I'll be shooting things in the face, and I'll watch their health bar go down. And they don't die, or they just stand there, and then suddenly they're all dead. But so am I, and I have no idea how I died.
Gotcha.
So,
that's always fantastic to figure out.
I gave that a couple tries, and eventually I just uninstalled the game and said, "Well, that was it." So what you're saying is that was what you spent all of your extra time playing.
Defiance. Fortnite, and then you and your Defiance. No, I spent all my time playing Fortnite, and I was playing Project Octopath Traveler this week. That was pretty much all I played. I didn't play really anything else. But the season 5 of Fortnite is fantastic. Ugh, like they've redone the map. They've redone kind of. I would say it's not as I don't know. Like I played the end of last season, like season 4. Didn't really care for it because it was kind of there was a lot of stuff that was like BS, and they took out a lot of the BS in this season. So not horrible at all. Like they've improved the combat system for shotguns, and there's like there's actually when you shoot the shotgun now and you hit a target, you can actually see when you hit it. So it's kind of nice. And then I don't know. They've improved a lot of the other guns too. Like they've updated them. There's obviously the new season obviously brings in, a whole plethora of new items and new, skins and all kinds of new, backpacks and parachutes that you can get for your characters. So very, very cool. I'd say my only gripe is right now is like I'm trying to get the weekly challenges done, and there's 2 I cannot do.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say they're doable, but they're just really, really hard. Because like one is basically you have to find a supply llama, which they randomly drop on the map, and it's a battle royale game, so you can only imagine how hard that is.
Right.
And then the other challenge is you have to kill three individuals, not at the same time. You can do it, obviously whenever, but you have to kill 3 people with grenades, and that's hard. So I've gotten 2 done. I just need to get 1 more.
Yeah.
And the thing that takes me off too is that I met a new streamer last night. His name's J Michael. Look him up on Twitch. We were rolling with him last night because we needed a 4th because I was playing with my buddies, and we found a supply llama, but he grabbed it before I did, and I didn't get credit for it. So I was like, son of a b. I was like, when am I going to see one again? So, but I have another 4 days to try to get those challenges done. So I'm sure a lot of Fortnite players with their thousands of hours in probably already have them done, but I'm slow. So, and I'm old, so leave me alone.
For them to bring back playground mode, I know it just went away, but it was fun. I actually enjoyed that because it just let you kind of figure things out and understand how everything worked.
Right.
Get good at building.
Right.
So
we'll see. I don't know. I heard they're not going to kill it, but I've heard they're just getting rid of it for now. So I don't know.
It's just they just take it away for a little while and then they bring it back.
They'll bring it back.
Like everything else that they do.
Right. Yeah. The sandbox mode. Yeah. So, but let's get into the show. There's quite a lot to talk about. Actually, there was an interesting story that every time I think Konami's going to do something cool, they just totally do the other thing. We'll get into that today. We do have some interesting rumors going on. We've been checking some Twitter feeds, and that'll be interesting to see if that pull out. And then there's some new toys being made next year that I think you'd be very interested in. So we'll talk about that today as well. Yeah,
I like toys.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes. But let's first talk about obviously weekend release. These are the games you can get yourself between now, the 15th, and all the way up until the 21st. You can get yourself Sonic Mania on PlayStation 4. Is that the one that I know it's out? Sonic Mania. I mean, it's been out on Switch. It's been out on Xbox One. Is it now just coming over to PlayStation 4? I don't even know. So apparently that's coming out. Also, you can get yourself Space Jacked on the Vita. Don't hold me to that. I can't confirm Vita games anymore. I'm sorry. Super.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Super Destronaut DX on PlayStation 4. Super Dungeon Tactics on PlayStation 4. Tempest 4000 on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC. This game is going to kill me. Oh, man. Touhou Genso Wanderer on PlayStation 4. Wow, I didn't think I was going to get through that.
That sounds...
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to make it on that one. Also, you can get yourself Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion. Is that the one you were excited for?
Enchiridion.
Oh, see, I pronounced
Pirate of the Enchiridion.
Oh, fine. Yes. I pronounced the Japanese word, and then I mess up the Cartoon Network one. Got it.
Exactly. Come on. Yeah. Finn and Jake, they would be disappointed with you.
I'm sorry. I've seen this show like twice, dude. I'm sorry. It's a funny show.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
But I loved that show. It's actually a lot more adult than I think people thought originally.
Oh, yeah.
But the game, it looks like it could be really cool.
Sure.
But they've only really made, in the history of all of the Adventure Time games, I think they've only made one that was actually a good game, and all decent. The other ones have been So I hope that this one is good.
Yeah.
It looks cool, but
I got you.
execution, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's coming out on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4. You can also get yourself Hand of Fate on Nintendo Switch. That actually is a Hand of Fate 2? I think it is. Hand of Fate 2, maybe. I don't know. I can't keep track anymore.
Oh.
It's not listed here. I'm sorry. You can also get yourself Mugsters on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. Yeah. I don't know what that game's about. It looks very ukulele or Psychonauts-ish kind of thing. You can also get yourself Let's Sing on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch. Is that out on Xbox? No? Wow. Xbox dropping the ball here again. Okay, I'm sorry. Here's the deal. Hand of Fate 1 and 2 are going to be available on the same day. Why did they just say that? That's stupid. On Nintendo Switch. So you can get yourself Hand of Fate, which apparently is the... I don't know. It looks kind of 3D-ish, card top-ish. I don't know. Check it out. I'm not going to play all the games for you kids. I'm sorry. But then also you can get yourself...
But there's two of them, you're saying.
Well, there's the original Hand of Fate, and then there's Hand of Fate 2. So I guess the Hand of Fate has already been out. Hand of
There's
Fate
like
2...
the left hand and then the right hand. I don't know.
Yeah, hilarious. Yeah, your Hand of Fate is hilarious. You can get yourself Black Sea Odyssey on PlayStation 4. Chicken Assassin Reloaded on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. That actually looks hilarious. So may have to check that one out. Frost on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Hop Along the Badlands on PlayStation 4. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's a guy in the Badlands. He looks like a, I don't know, like a puppet kind of, but he's riding a stick horse. So he's like a cowboy. So I can't. I love third-party independent games, man. But man, sometimes there's a lot. You can get yourself Hungry Shark World on PlayStation 4. Ice Cream Surfer on PlayStation 4. Mother Gunship on PlayStation 4. The Path of Modus on PlayStation 4. The Moose Man, yeah, Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. Actually, I'm sorry, the Moose Man comes out on the 18th. Apologize, because, God knows you need more games on the 17th. You can get yourself City Connection on Nintendo Switch on the 19th. No Reload Heroes on Nintendo Switch. Guts and Glory, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4. League Bowling on Nintendo Switch. Tanzai on Nintendo Switch. Detached on PlayStation 4. Galactic Feud on PC. Pool Panic on Nintendo Switch and PC. Gotcha Racing on the Gotcha Racing 2nd on PlayStation Network. That's PSP. Don't hold me to that one. Sorry. Spheroids on Nintendo Switch. And that's it. Wow. That was a mouthful. Not even kidding. Yeah. That was a lot of flipping games coming out this week. I'm trying to look and seeing like if there's any AAA games coming, but I don't see anything soon.
I don't think there's anything
till like
for
August,
the entire rest
September.
of this month.
Yeah, August, September.
Till August. Yeah. This is usually the lull. The summer is usually the quiet time. So
sometimes, yeah. Well, because kids are out of school.
The good thing is that there are a lot of games to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't hate that. But just not a lot of top
people like
developed
me
games.
And you who pretty much play everything that comes out right when it comes out.
Yeah.
If you aren't like that, then there's still games for you to get into before the next round of really good stuff.
Right. Yeah. No, there's always independent games. Obviously, we'll start off the news with this, but obviously if you're looking for games to play, right now, between now and the 17th, so obviously if you're listening to us on the Podcast Radio Network, sucks to be you. But between now and Tuesday, Sony's still having their PlayStation sale, their mid-year sale. A lot of great deals on there too. They had up to 50 to 60% off. It was another 10% off if you're a PlayStation Plus member. But yeah, between now and the 17th, there's over 800 games up on there that are on sale. So that's insane. So the catalog of games they have sometimes.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
There's good stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hate when they have these sales and they're like, ugh, we're having a crazy flash sale. And then you go in and you're like, these are games that I've never even heard of.
Sure.
And why? No one cares about them. But this time there's really actually decent things to be found.
Yeah, I mean, they had like Grand Theft Auto. I mean, they had Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I mean, they had a lot of top end games that were cheap. South Park, Fractured But Whole. I mean, there was a ton of them. So yeah, definitely. If you're looking for some cheap PS4 games, definitely time to buy. That's kind of an interesting thing. Is like you always want to wait until sale sometimes. Like I feel like honestly, like I don't even want to play like brand new games because I have enough to sustain me for the rest of my life, pretty much. And just buy everything on sale. Like honestly, I keep on telling myself I'm going to do that too, but I never do. I just I never do, ever. Yeah.
I bought Mass Effect Andromeda for $7.
I'm so sorry. Ugh.
But with all the stuff that they've done, I never played it in the beginning when it was all jacked up. Sure. I'm on like I've put probably at least 20 hours into it, and I enjoy it. Yeah. You know, I think the combat's fun. The visuals are pretty. Now, you know, it seems. Well, now that's what I mean. Like a year later, after they did huge patches for it. Right. It's not what it was when it came out, and so, but it doesn't feel like it looks Mass Effect-y, but it feels Star Trek-y.
I gotcha. Yeah, I'm out on.
Like if you go into it thinking like you're playing Star Trek, but that looks like Mass Effect. Sure. Then it's kind of okay.
Yeah, I'm out.
You know, it's not a save the universe adventure. It's a explore planets, or suitable whatever and life.
No, I mean, because I bought it when it first came out, and I was just turned off on how glitchy and horrible it was. So I don't know. I may pick it back up, and we'll see. So
I mean, I haven't seen one bug so far at all, and the faces, the animations haven't been terrible either. So
that's good. Maybe they did fix it. So,
but for $7, I mean,
can't beat it.
Hours for $7, that's worth it right there. I could put it down now and never touch it again, and still have got my $7 worth.
Sure, I get you. So now I remember when that game first came out, and like you were asking, like, because I think you pre-ordered it, because like we were we were on board like day one, and then all the reviews started coming out.
Yeah,
and
it looked amazing.
Yeah, like because we were lied to. Yeah, because they basically showed all this amazing footage at all the game conferences and everything like that, and then like the reviews started coming out, and you're like, I already canceled my pre-order. You're like, I'm out.
I never didn't even give it a chance. I didn't pick it up. I didn't even talk. I was like, it was like I didn't want to talk about it.
Yep.
It was disappointing.
We kind of just swept it under the rug.
BioWare, you just expect good things from.
Yeah. Well, and then the stories started coming out about basically they're like, we had to like outsource, a lot of the engine, and we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. The truth came out. It wasn't really them
that actually did it, and it's like, oh god. Which I'm really hoping that's not going to be the case for Anthem. Well, I'm hoping that's not the case for Anthem. But
I don't think it is.
We'll see.
I really don't think it is, because people have touched it, and people have played the demo, and
said it's amazing.
The more that they find out about it, and the more we find out about it, Anthem actually looks like it could be
pretty decent.
At least for 2 weeks.
I don't know. That's why I said. I mean, we've always had this conversation always of how to keep a game past 2 weeks, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
And obviously, we don't really mean just 2 weeks, because when it's a brand new IP, we'll probably play it for a month or 2 months, and then at that point be like, all right,
this is dumb.
And so
pretty much
that's really where when you hit your personal threshold of I'm doing the same. The same cycle of stuff every time I log in.
Right.
That's when you go, okay, am I done with this, or is there more? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Destiny. So, why can't you just be wonderful?
You had to bring up Destiny. God, I told you we're not talking about them anymore. I'm walking away. So
I know.
Uninstalled the game and I'm walking away. I'm telling you. So but let's talk about obviously what happened this week in news. Konami, they stroke again. Yeah. Every time you think they're going to do something cool. No. I mean, they kind of did something
No.
cool, but it could have been cooler, I guess. But well, obviously you remember this because I remember playing this and I was terrified. I remember my buddy Scotty, me calling him sometimes. I'm like, "What do you do here?" And it was just terrifying, like just a lot of the puzzles. But gaming fans may remember back 2014 when obviously Konami released a demo on the PS4 called PT. Or Playable Teaser was what the name actually stood for the new Silent Hills game, which we was really hoping that they would actually make. The demo was eventually pulled from the entire Silent Hills project, which secretly I still have that game. I never uninstalled it.
Yeah.
So my PlayStation's actually worth a lot of money right now, which is funny. Yeah, I know, right? Which obviously the game was being worked on by Hideo Kojima, that whole debacle, and actually director Guillermo del Toro. Sorry. The game was canceled, however, obviously for some time now, there was a fan remaking the demo for the PC, aiming for actually 100% playable and accurate experience. I've seen footage of it. It looks amazing. But
Yeah.
this too has now been killed by Konami. Good job. Thank you for wrecking that for me. But the 17-year-old student behind the fan project who goes by can't pronounce this, Quim Sar online. Well, he revealed that the bad news online basically is what he's saying. He got a call from Konami directly. That would scare the shit out of me. I'm sorry. Like if Konami just called me and be like, "Yeah, you need to shut down Dad's game." Yes, sir. But he basically said Konami directly to it. He basically got a cease and desist directly from Konami for working on this, this project. As far as I know, they said that he put in like almost 180 hours into this project. But I guess the good thing is that the story actually does have a happy ending. He actually said that the Konami representative was very sorry to deliver the bad news, and the PC remake was very popular among basically people at the company, so they were digging it. But they really, well, this is a quote from him. He said, "I was told that he and many other people at Konami saw and really liked my remake, but due to legit legal issues, which were out of his or anybody else's control, really, he had asked me to take down my remake project." That was what he said, Quimsar. But then they went one step further, though. Konami did, and this is actually the happy part. But they promised to send him some merchandise as a gift, and they also offered him an internship. So very cool. So for a 17-year-old who isn't even a senior in high school as of yet, to get the very first, basically on the very first project that you've ever worked on, and get the attention of Konami, and then get an internship there.
That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty amazing. I would have still said no, though. I'd be like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't hate Konami. I understand. No one really knows what happened between them and Kojima.
I don't know.
They made other games that they've made other games that are very good that had nothing to do with Kojima.
I don't know, man. Just saying.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna say it.
I mean,
I've talked to other people.
Like
I've talked to other people in the industry that have told me horror stories about Konami. So,
but I just keep hoping. I hope for a lot of these companies that were, at one point super great.
Yeah.
That they can get back to that, and get some of the shame and some of the weird things that happen behind them.
Right.
Some of them, like EA, I don't think EA is never going to be a good company.
I don't know if they'll run their business as a good company, but I think they're finally starting to get like, let's not tick off the public company, I guess.
I think that they still will be. I think that they're just in a lull right now, and they'll do their microtransactions in a different way.
Sure.
Like it'll be an underhanded version of the same stuff.
Well, like I said, I mean, microtransactions that's the thing though. It's like, I don't think microtransactions are ever going to go away, like ever. Like they're always going to be around because people buy them. But Yeah, I kind of
I think the loot box thing is what needs to go away, though. That's what I don't like.
I don't think it's
microtransactions. Paying for something you want.
Yeah.
Paying for the chance to get something that you want, but most likely paying for garbage. That's what I don't like.
Right. Well,
Blizzard
has that problem right now
gambling.
with Overwatch. Yeah. So.
And but paying for cosmetics, paying for things like that. Games, and I get it, and especially if a game was free, I understand. But it's the when you pay $60 for a game and you're not getting all of the game and all of the rest of the game that should have been included and is on the disc.
Sure.
Or no.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I think we should fight hand forever for that kind of stuff.
Well, we've been arguing about this forever too, so I don't even want to talk about it.
Can't stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. But speaking of Overwatch, because I brought it up with loot boxes, it was announced this week that they are going to be partnering with Nerf. Yeah, you heard me. Nerf. They're actually going to start making. This isn't going to happen until 2019. But they're going to start making Overwatch Nerf guns. So based off of the characters. Yeah.
I'll be buying Nerf guns, apparently.
Pretty much.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, just like think about it, like Reapers, like hand cannons, or Black Widow sniper rifle. I mean, there's a ton of opportunity there for amazing guns. So
really cool guns.
Yeah. Or like Soldier 76's auto rifle,
Soldier 76.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. His auto rifle.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a ton of guns out there. Or I mean, they could even do like Reinhardt's, hammer, like a foam hammer. I mean, the potential for that game. I mean, because there's so many characters, I think it's gonna be amazing.
And Nerf does all that stuff too. Like they don't do just the guns. They have swords and axes and all kinds of other stuff you can buy that they do too. So they totally could do Reinhardt's hammer
or Hanzo's swords. Yeah,
I don't know.
So you can.
What's the one? Roadhog.
His hook.
Have like a Nerf chain with a hook on it.
Yeah, his hook he could do. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So
that would be funny.
That'd be interesting though. Yeah, I would like to see it.
Look like I'm hopefully they do it right. I mean, Blizzard is pretty good about that kind of stuff. So
usually when it's licensed by Blizzard, they're pretty adamant about making sure that it's like it's gonna be how they want it. Yeah. So, no, it would be exciting to see. The other cool company coming out, I wanted to throw out there too. I think I'm gonna mess up their name. I'm sorry. It's a company called Arcade 1UP, I believe, or 1UP Arcade, something like that. Google search it. It's been on the news lately, but they've basically developed a way to make arcade machines with your classic games and stuff like that for under for reasonable prices. So basically, the way the machine works, the machine's only like $60 to $70. Oh, I'm sorry, not $60 to $70. 60 to 70 pounds. I'm sorry. But basically, you build it yourself, and they give you the instructions how to do it. Honestly, all you need is like a screwdriver, so it's super easy to build. They send you all the components, and the cool thing is this is going to be available in stores. It's going to be Best Buy, Targets, Walmarts, like all around the country. They're going to be about $400 is what I hear. So about $350 to $400. So pretty much the price of a console, which honestly for an arcade machine, that's a steal. That's a super steal.
Now, are they
Go ahead.
only going to play one game?
No, they're multi. They're multi-cades.
Games?
Yeah, they're multi-cades. So they each have like 4 to 5 games inside of them. So like the Rampage one has Rampage, has Gauntlet, has Joust. Go to their website. You'll have to Google search it. I don't have it on top of my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But go out there right now because like I would say probably within the next 15, 16 days you can start pre-ordering these things. Amazing though, because they had like Street Fighter, Fist of Rage, Street Fighter, 5 Champion, not 5. I'm sorry, Street Fighter 2 Champions Edition. So it's like they have all these different games that you can get. They come with the really cool joysticks and stuff like that already built into them. You basically all you have to do is just put them together. Yeah. But for $400 for an arcade machine, it's like 3/4 the size of obviously a huge cabinet. It's because arcade machines themselves are usually 400 or 500 pounds. These are like 60 to 70. Yeah. So these are very, very movable. I'm definitely gonna grab one though. So they're gonna be it looks amazing, and I would say if you're a fan of retro gaming at all, definitely go check out their company. So
Yeah.
yep. But then I wanted to go into the rumor of the week. If this is real, I don't know what Capcom's doing anymore, man. But it's kind of interesting to see that they put this on there. But the rumor of the week is that there possibly could be a Resident Evil 3 remake. And if it's as good as how Resident Evil 2 is looking right now, I'm on board. Seriously, I am all on board because Resident Evil 2 looks amazing right now, and I cannot wait.
On board.
Yeah, I mean, I would say 3 is where it started getting weird, I guess. Because, I mean, obviously, the reason I'm saying this is because
It's a constant struggle for Nemesis.
Yeah. Well, the reason I say, Nemesis is the big reason why. Yeah. But the reason I say that is Capcom actually tweeted this Friday. It was Friday the 13th. But they said, it's Friday the 13th. We have our own relentless pursuer who just can't seem to die. And it was Nemesis. They showed a big old cutout of Nemesis. Yeah. So a lot of people are speculating right now that they're going to be making Resident Evil 3. I don't know, man. Like I said, I know that was kind of the crossing line to where Resident Evil started getting really weird. You know, because I would say a lot of people like 3.
I love.
Yeah.
A lot of the there's a lot of really good ones, but like Code Veronica was still great. I like that one for the GameCube. Yep. But my problem with Nemesis was you never knew when he was going to show up, and you never knew if you were going to be able to get away from him because you couldn't fight him. You had to just run.
Right.
Like even you could use if you had a rocket launcher, you could knock him down.
Sure.
Him, and you still had to turn around, and it was just a matter of always having to run to a certain point and getting through. He's smashing through walls and breaking down doors. And then there's just randomly a single door that you get through that he doesn't come after you anymore. Right. And so it was just a pain in the ass. The game itself was cool, but just when every time you were like, all right, Nemesis is going to show up soon. I know it. And then, here he is.
Yeah.
Let me run away again.
Sure. It
was a pain. But the story was cool. I didn't like that mechanic. That was it. But make it as good as 2 is looking.
Yeah.
If 2 is going to be great or not, but if they have made it look, and I think I read people playing it on board 100%, saying this game looks amazing.
Yeah,
it plays amazing.
I'm really
and
hoping.
It's terrifying now because
it's all
and they've made it look
3D rendered. Yeah. So
yes.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping for great things.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Resident Evil 2 has always been my favorite one in the series, but being that I played it so long ago, I have very vague memories of it.
I would say I'm on the same thing because I've played all the Resident Evil games, but I would say if you go back past 4, my memory's foggy as hell. Yeah. Because it's been so long.
I remember Resident Evil 1 was the mansion, and I played the remake, so I understand where that one was. But then I tried to do the original again on the classics, and it's just so hard to do when it's those tank controls that were just so horrible.
Yeah.
But I know that you play as one of the 2 people, and it depends on which side of the bus that you start off on because everything's burning and one of you ends up closer to the police station and the other one has to go around through the back or whatever. And I remember all of that, but I think it was where they introduced the liquor, that when those things showed up.
Sure.
So it wasn't a lot of different new ideas in that one, but I don't remember all of it. I do go back under the whole city again, in the first game. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So
it'd be interesting.
You know how they have the big base underground. I don't know. I don't remember all of it. I just remember I loved it.
We got it. You don't remember. Shut it. Jeez. So, moving on. But also talking about Friday the 13th game. Did you know that the Friday the 13th game, apparently they lost legal battles. I had a feeling this was I kind of like when the game came out, I was like, I don't know. Yeah. And then there was the whole debacle of, me trying to play the game, and then PlayStation was all like, that was the one where PlayStation ticked me off.
No, Mike.
Yeah. So, no, well, because, like, if you guys remember Friday the 13th, the game, originally when it came out, you couldn't even log on to it, and you had to be online to play it. Yeah. And the game has just basically been just full of bugs and glitches and gore. It was a Kickstarter game, or was it I think it was an Indiegogo game, wasn't it? I don't remember. But just horrible.
I don't remember.
Just
terrible.
Yeah, just I don't think they thought they were going to be as popular as they were. Because when the game finally came out, it's like you couldn't even play the game, and it was just really bad. Well, the reason I bring them up is because the game's done. Basically, they said over legal battles, as of basically from the franchise, I guess it's finally caught up with the game. It's bringing its development to a halt. Period. They said the new content was unfeasible now or in the future, is what the developer said. Said due to the lawsuit, the game's publisher said, unlike Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th isn't coming back. It's basically, sorry, it's a premature ending, and it's really bad. I mean, the multiplayer, I would say, once they were able to get into it, I think, once they fixed a couple of bugs with it, I heard the multiplayer is pretty decent, but I don't know. Like, the game's been just, like, from the get-go, it's been pretty much doomed, and now it's finally resting in pieces, unfortunately. Yep. Sorry, Jason.
I understand games are hard to make, and I don't know how to make them. So, I give credit to any group of people that are trying to make something, and things don't always work out. I mean, it is what it is. The game was, like you said, riddled with bugs and problems.
God. Yeah.
Most of it made the game hilarious and not scary. So,
well, the only problem I've ever had with the game was, like I said, it was the first day, because I was actually, like, I watched a lot of videos. Adam Sessler was behind it, and like they were showing all this development stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, this this actually has the potential to be interesting or really cool. So bought the game, the story, but I'll tell it again. But I bought the game and like couldn't log into it at all, like just
right.
I was like, this is ridiculous, and I was like, I tried all the little different tricks and tips that they talked about of like logging into another account and then logging back into this account. Nothing worked for me, like, at all.
Money back, didn't you? Even like you because you fought, like.
Well, that was
originally.
That was the funny.
That
was the
money for it.
Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, that was the funny part of the story, though, is because basically Sony's policy is that if the game is defective, you will get your money back, and that was the part I had to fight with them about, because like I basically sent my request for my money back to Sony. Like I call, like I did the instant messenger to Sony, so they have that that online part. So I basically was talking to them, and I was like, look, the game's defective, can't log into it, you can't play it unless you're online. I was like, the game's crap, it's defective, I want my money back. And they're like, well, since you already downloaded it, we don't know what we can do. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, this is your policy. I was like, if the game is defective, it says right here, black and white, if the game is defective, we will refund your money. And I had to fight with him about that, like, over and over again. And finally, he's like, the customer service guy's like, well, since you've been such a loyal Sony customer, he's like, we'll go ahead and refund your money back. And I'm like, no, like, my loyalty to your company has nothing to do with your policy. I was like, it is your policy that states if the game's crap and defective, you're gonna give your money back to you. So, man, that was a brutal fight. Seriously, I was more mad that day than I was right now. So, this is the toned down version of that story. There was a lot more cursing than the original. So, that was to me, like, honestly, like, I really wanted to play the game. I was excited, and then just total letdown from the beginning. And honestly, like, I never went back to that game, like, honestly. So I have no idea. I've never played the game at all because of the first day.
No, you never even got to.
You never
even got to play it.
Yeah.
So it was like, nope. Mm-mm.
Well, and even if I wanted to go back to it, like, because of how negative of the experience I had that first day, like, I never went back to it. So, I mean, if that teaches you anything out there about how to treat people, that should be a sole lesson. Like, if you burn somebody so hard the first time, like, they're going to pretty much tell you to go screw yourself. So your game shutting down, to me, like, honestly, you can go screw yourself. Seriously. because you messed
Yeah.
up. You messed up the
Too
first
bad.
day.
So
Yeah.
sad.
Sorry, kids. So it happens. But let's talk about obviously Call of Duty news. We need to talk about that because there's some pretty big Call of Duty news that dropped this week, and that would be beta times. So obviously, Black Ops 4 is looking to be the most different Call of Duty game since Advanced Warfare. Very true. A lot of fans are nervous though, so they have the right to be. So, because I mean, we're talking about no single player, and we're talking about a battle royale mode. So interesting. But obviously, they announced all this week that the detailed times and when it's going to start. But if you want to check out the beta, the open betas are going to start soon. So starting on PlayStation 4, you can start playing the game August 3rd at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. And that will end on August 6th. Xbox One, you can start playing that on August 10th. And that's going to end on August 13th. PC players, if you get the game early, you can pre-order it through Blizzard, and you can get it. You can actually start playing the beta August 10th on Battle.net, which is actually pretty nice that they're using those dedicated servers for that. But then the PC open beta itself starts on August 11th. And it ends on the 13th. So you can play a day early if you pre-order it. I'm at the point in my life, though, like, honestly, like, I really don't want to pre-order games anymore because you never know which way they're going to go. Like, seriously. I think it's the worst.
Yeah. I want to, but I don't want to.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think because I've been burned so many times by pre-orders, and then you're like, hey, great, I'm stuck with it. It's just, I don't know, man. There's some games that obviously that you'll be super excited about, and you trust the developer, and
right.
But
there's also some, like, when I know that the pre-order you get something meaningful to do it, then I'll pre-order it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just it doesn't seem like it's worth it anymore.
Bad thing anymore. Yep. So. The last story I wanted to talk about, obviously, today, though, is, unfortunately, it's a bad one. I hate to bring you bad news for the last story, but for obviously anybody who's been looking forward to Bandai Namco's upcoming action RPG, Code Vein, which it was really weird to hear this story.
So bummed out about that.
Well, I know, but it was just so weird because this game was slated for September, like, really close to being done. I mean, pretty much greenlit, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, it had to have been. But they delayed it. Yeah, it's been delayed until an undisclosed date in 2019. So I'm wondering what happened. So I don't know if the alpha or beta test went bad. I don't know what happened.
Weird.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really weird to see them so close to the release on that and then be like, well, no.
Tell me this, what else comes out in September? That's the thing. I think that we need to see. I think the whole September, October, November, December, and like the whole end of the year is a very heavy.
Maybe just not the right time to release the game. Yeah.
And maybe they just thought, if we put this out.
Well,
then,
Spider-Man is coming out in September. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, those are the only two big ones I can think of that are coming out in September.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And I wouldn't think either of those would be directly competing with a Dark Souls type game.
Right.
So I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of was that maybe they were looking at the window and thinking that it wouldn't
work with what they wanted.
That means that they also need to push it past February or make it be earlier, maybe in January. Because there's so many things already coming.
That's the thing, though, because
that's
the thing, though. Like when you miss a window, it's hard to reopen that window again because I would say now till June, I can think of like obviously fall's going to be huge because Fallout 76. January is going to be another one too because that's when Resident Evil 2 comes out. There's a lot of good games coming out. So
and then February 22nd,
right.
What is it, like 4 different games come out that same day.
Yeah.
So it's just.
I don't know. I don't think it's.
I don't. Thing.
I don't. Usually in a situation like that, though, I don't think it's going to be a window issue. Then I don't think it's going to be basically like competitive issue. I think maybe there's something wrong with the game. Probably it sounds like because that's pretty. Well, just to pull it that soon. Because it's we're mid-July. I mean, you have August to promote and then September release. That's pretty huge to pull your game that early. Well, I mean, that close to a release date is what I mean by that. So
right. I feel like you said, that I think maybe in their internal testing that they are just not satisfied with it and are pulling it till next year so that they can really smooth it out.
Which I don't hate. Well. I don't hate when they do that at all. I think it's interesting to do it so close to your release date, I guess. So, because usually after you go through beta test or alpha test, like after you do alpha and beta tests, like, you know, when it gets green lit, you know, you're good to go. But I don't know. So I'm guessing we'll find out more.
It looked amazing at it looked really good at PAX when we saw it.
Yeah.
The lines were so long. I tried for 3 days to play it, and I never got to. There. But it looked really, really good.
Sure.
But you know, I mean, who knows? Maybe their frame rates, maybe, you know, just bugs. Who knows? We'll see. When it comes out, it's better for it.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we'll bring in more stories there, but we got to get out of here. That was our time. We do thank you for listening. Obviously, make sure you check us out, www.noobsandpros.com. You can find all our links there to Podbean and iTunes and iHeartRadio. We update that every week, so please support us. We do love you. Please check us out. Actually, I'm sorry, this Saturday we will be at Battlegrounds again. So this Saturday will be Battlegrounds, so make sure you come check us out, say hi, and play video games with us. It's a lot of fun. So we'll be out there at the Mickle Center from 5 to midnight, and we hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Thank you for listening to the Dads That Game radio podcast. Email us your questions and hate mail to dadsthatgamepodcast@gmail.com.